And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, it is Wednesday, August 5th. Oh, almost forgot what month it was. August 5th. We had a couple of great games yesterday, y'all. Couple of upsets and a couple of wild finishes. So, as always, we will get into that, break down all the games from yesterday, update the cash and trash list. We got a little bit of action on the cash list. Kind of wild what happened last night. A lot of late game heroics. We will get into all of it. And as always, we will have our moneymaker. Yes, sir. Yesterday, a little humbled again. A little bit humbled again yesterday. But I think I got it all figured out. So stay here. We'll have our moneymaker. This one will hit. I'm feeling good about today's moneymaker, y'all. I'm feeling good about it. All right, so without further ado, nothing really breaking at the moment. We have a couple. We had a Dolphins player opt out, Albert Wilson. That's a huge blow for us. He was kind of like our Swiss Army knife. Put him in the slot, let him do his thing. A Tyreek Hill, if you will. So that's unfortunate, but no big name. Buy it in. Tomorrow's the deadline. Thursday, 4 p.m. is the deadline to opt out of the season for corona reasons if you want to. So we are keeping an eye on that. So far, no superstar names. Albert Wilson is a superstar to the Dolphins, but oh well. Tua's going to have a little bit of not all of his weapons there present start of the season, which is definitely going to hurt us, but I think Tua will prevail. I think he will prevail. But other than that, nothing really breaking. No other names to really report on for opting out. So let's just get right into it, right? The action from last night's games. The Brooklyn Nets upset the Milwaukee Bucks. Oh my God. Milwaukee, what are we doing? But Giannis only played 15 minutes and Chris Middleton, I get it. Yeah, but Brooklyn Nets didn't send like 8 players to Orlando. So let's put it a little in perspective. Milwaukee's second team should beat Brooklyn's 8th team, right? Am I right? So this is still a pathetic performance by the Bucks. Oh, God. You lose to the Nets. The Nets! And now the Nets have the 7th seed. Magic falling back into the 8th seed. Nets reclaiming that 7th seed spot. Oh boy. Now the Magic have to face the Bucks. So far, if it stands the way it is, which is kind of looking like the Magic kind of falling apart a tad. Just a tad. Losing to the Pacers. TJ Warren going off again, y'all. TJ Warren going off again. Again. Does he stay on the cash list? I think he does. We'll do that a little later in the show after we break down all the action from last night. Mavericks, Luka Doncic, putting on a fucking performance. Absolutely absurd numbers. A triple-double, 34 points, 20 rebounds, and 12 assists. They end up getting the win in overtime, 114-110. The Suns, Devin, Booker, late game heroics, absolutely clutch down the stretch. They beat the Clippers 117-115. Miami's able to go the distance without Jimmy Butler and win 112-106 against the Celtics. And the Rockets finally get taken down by who else? Skinny Melo, y'all. Clutch Melo in the bubble. Oh, boy. He pulled off some late game heroics as well, and they get the job done 110-102. So let's look at the highlights. We will start of it. Aging, skinny Carmelo Anthony getting it done for Portland. A great addition, a great 3-piece, maybe even 4-piece. Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum being the obvious 1-2. Maybe you even put Yusuf Nurkic at the 3. Carmelo, a fantastic 4 deep playmaker. We love to see it. Carmelo hitting big buckets out here. This is fantastic. A great story of Carmelo Anthony able to get his probably, what are we counting this, maybe 4th shot on this Trailblazers team. He's making the most of it and some. Carmelo Anthony, well-deserved. You are our last edition of this cash list for today. Well done. Well-deserved. You're hitting these clutch shots. I'm sure you'll stay on here a little bit. I don't think you are a one-hit cash list wonder. But 15 points, also 11 rebounds to tack onto that. Late game down the stretch, reliable Carmelo Anthony. We love to see it. Alrighty, so that is the cash list. Let's move on to the trash list now. Lonzo did not play. Jusuf Nurkic, he played yesterday. They get the win, and he had a good performance. 18 points, 19 rebounds. That's enough to get you off the trash list, no doubt. So we'll take you off. He had a short time on the list, as expected. Chris Paul plays today. We will reevaluate him. He's on there because of missed free throws in their last game to potentially win. Splits the free throws, only ties the game instead of wins the game. They go into overtime and the Thunder lose. So Chris Paul, that's why he's on there. Goran Dragic, once again, late game blunders. We mentioned it a little earlier. But did he do enough? Did he do enough? They ended up getting the win. Where is it? Where is that game? Here it is. All right. They ended up winning the game. But did he do enough to get off? Oh, yeah. Off the bench, 20 points. Shot 50%. They end up getting the win. We saw some shots by him in the highlight package. But 20 points and your team gets the win. You're coming off the bench. I mean, that's good enough for me to get you off the trash list. That's good enough for me. So Lonzo, a career trash list member, he will be able to show off what he's got. Maybe he gets off today. No, they don't play. The Pelicans don't play, so that's my mistake. No, I was looking at yesterday's games. But he does not play. He does not play today. But we will reevaluate Chris Paul and his performance against the Lakers and see what he does. So let's go to our additions of our trash list. We have one addition today, and it's the entire Milwaukee Bucks team. Don't get me started. I don't want to hear that Giannis and Chris Middleton only played 15 minutes. I do not care. I do not care. Brooklyn is sending about their 8th string here in the bubble, and their two reliable pieces, Joe Harris and Chris LeVert, who have been starting pretty much the entire season, did not play at all. They didn't play 0. They played 0 minutes. They didn't play 15 and then get out. And the Bucks team loses against this trash Nets team. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear the excuses. Milwaukee, your entire team is going on the trash list. The first ever entire team going on the trash list. I do not expect this team to be on the trash list for long at all, but for your performance from yesterday, you deserve at least one day or one game day on the trash list. Absolutely pathetic pathetic performances all around from this Bucks team. I don't care that they put up 116 points. I care that you lost against possibly the worst team sent to the bubble in the Brooklyn Nets. And unfortunately, they are pretty much going to stay at that 7th or 8th seed because the Wizards are even worse. I think they are officially eliminated. No, they're not all clinch playoff position. Not all right. So pretty much, I mean, the Wizards have no chance of making the playoffs, and the Nets now have the 7th seed. So I don't know what the hell was going on in Milwaukee, but absolutely pathetic. I give credit to the Brooklyn Nets to be able to beat the best team in the East. Well done. Well done. Alrighty, so that is the updated cash and trash list. We had some good additions. Carmelo and Luka, well done. We had some stays. TJ Warren getting it done as he always does. And Devin Booker with the late game heroics against a fantastic defensively led Kawhi, Paul George, Clippers team. Trash list, we had to take off Goran Dragic and Jusuf Nurkic because they had very good performances and their team wins. And Milwaukee Bucks is the one addition to the trash list for losing to a utterly pathetic Nets team. So our last thing to do today is the Takes by Fans Moneymaker, y'all. Come on, get excited. Let's update these lines. What do we got going on? You got to lose money to make money, obviously. That's why we've been losing a little bit lately, because we need to win. We need to win. And you can't win without losing, correct? Correct. All right, so let's try and get back on track. Let's try and get you some money in your pockets. Let's see what we've got. Grizzlies, Jazz. Grizzlies +5. All right. This is interesting. Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, kind of not been getting it done great. They haven't really been getting it done great. Their last game, they lose against the Lakers. I mean, that's well understood why they would lose against them. Memphis, though, I mean, they're not good either. They haven't won a game in the bubble yet, which is kind of wild. I'm pretty sure. I think every other team has won. The Nets have won a game. The Suns have won a game. I think even the Wizards have won a game. And that might not be right. I do not think the Wizards actually won a game. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, I do not think the Wizards have won a game at all. Jazz able to beat the Pelicans their first meeting. Memphis lose by 5 against Portland. Jazz lose against the Thunder, which is surprising. Memphis loses against the Spurs by 2. Memphis loses to the Pelicans by 10. Jazz lose to the Lakers by 8. The spread is 5. This is close, y'all. This is close. So far, it's been, if you're taking the points, you're winning. Nets were 18.5-point favorites, and they won outright yesterday. Phoenix were 8-point underdogs, and they won up straight up yesterday. Miami Heat, I believe, were -3 or 4 yesterday, and they won outright. Rockets were -3.5, and they lost. So Portland, the underdog, wins outright. Indiana, I think they were favored. No, Magic were -1.5, and Pacers win outright. Let's review I reminded me to review what we took yesterday because I knew that we took the Magic -1.5. Magic -1.5, and they lose. Rockets -3.5, and they lose. So favorites are losing. So maybe we just take some points today. Heat Celtics, I'm overtaking the Heat over. It hit the first game, but ever since that Raptors game, we've tried to take that again because 220 is kind of, I thought was kind of a lock when a Heat team is playing. Unfortunately, it's not. It's not anymore. We struck out 0 for 3 yesterday. Once again, humbled. Once again, the sports gods humbled us. So is taking the points the play for today? Possibly. I'm not going to take this game quite yet because I'm not just sold. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing anything I love currently. So let's go to Denver and Spurs. Spurs +3 against that Nuggets team. Nuggets got who they got in the Nuggets? Jamal Murray. And once again for Memphis, Jaren Jackson Jr. is not playing, so that's a huge point contribution from them gone. He's out with a MCL tear, sprain, but he's done. So that's another reason why you probably don't take Memphis in the points. It's a tough game to call. This is a tough game to call because the Spurs have been a little streaky. Denver, who have they played? They haven't done anything like spectacular here in the bubble. They beat the Thunder in overtime, almost lost. Chris Paul could have won the game in regulation with free throws, but he didn't. So that Denver team pretty much should have lost to the Thunder. They lose to the Heat. They play their third game tonight. Is that what it is? Yeah, so I don't know if we can be so sold on the Nuggets, y'all. Don't know. And the Spurs have been playing decently. They're 2-1 in the bubble. Their last loss coming on Monday. And they lost a close one to Philly. But that Spurs team is playing with a lot of heart. Greg Popovich is like, hey, do not ruin my playoff streak. You understand me? I don't care how y'all do it, but y'all better find a way into the playoffs. 3.5 is a little low. If they were +5, I would say bet that good. But 3.5, let's come back to it. It's not standing out great to me. All right, Wizards +10.5. Man, 10's a lot to give up, y'all. 10 is a lot to give up, especially with what we saw yesterday. Nets 18-point underdogs, and they win outright. Suns 9-point underdogs, and they went outright. I would not feel comfortable taking a 76ers team minus 10 against anybody, really. I know this Wizards team is very, very sorry. I know they suck, but 10.5, I think their biggest loss was 9. But I don't trust the 76ers too much to really win by 10. I'll tell you that. Here was their Wizards' first or second game. If I can get back to it. Oh, my God. I got to go all the way back again. Classic. Here they are. They lose by 11 to the Pacers. I mean, that's a respectable loss when TJ Warren is putting up 34 points. Their second game here, they beat the Nets. No, they lose against the Nets. That's bad. They lose to the Nets by 8. Was that their first game? No, that was their second game. Their first game, they lose to the Suns by 13. Ooh, they haven't won and they lose big. Do we trust the 76ers, though, to win by 10 points? That's tough. I don't like giving up 10 points. I don't like giving up a lot of points, and 10 points is a ton of goddamn points. So let's come back to that one. That one's not really sticking with me either. Here we go. OKC and Lakers. I love the OKC Thunder +6. Chris Paul is leading this team single-handedly. I don't expect the LeBron James and Anthony Davis to really play a ton of minutes. I think they might do what the Bucks did, 15 minutes for their major superstars, Anthony Davis and LeBron. They already have the 1 seed locked up in the West, so the only reason to play is get game conditioning. They can do that by playing 15 minutes a game, no problem, and they can do that in the first round of the playoffs where they're either going to face the Grizzlies or the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers would obviously be stiffer competition for them because the Trailblazers do have a lot of outside shooters and reliable, consistent players. But I don't think the Lakers will really test LeBron and AD too much, especially they are kind of nursing some injuries. LeBron has a groin injury. He's been on game time decision on their last game. And Anthony Davis has an eye injury. He was also game time decision. And now we have Dwight Howard as, is he possible? I think he's listed as possible or probable. I think it's possible because I don't think it was as optimistic as probable. So I think he's possible. But 6 points. Thunder has been in close games. They should have won last game. They should be 3-0 in the bubble. But Chris Paul, late game free throws, he'll get that cleaned up. No worries. All right. So let's go. Steven Adams can also do a decent job on Anthony Davis down low for the time that Davis does play. LeBron may eat. He may eat, but hopefully the Thunder were able to at least keep the game close. I do like the Thunder +6 just because I do not think Anthony Davis and LeBron are going to play big minutes from here on out until the playoffs start. So Thunder +6, let's do that. Raptors, Magic. Raptors -7. Magic, oh my God. They're back into that 8th seed of the playoffs. They did have 7 at one point. They lost it. Magic, Raptors, what do we think about this one? 7 points is a lot, but this Raptors team is good. They are coming off a loss, though. No, they are coming off a win. They lost their second game against the Lakers. That is right. So their one loss. No, they beat the Lakers. When did they lose? Where are they? I know they lost. They didn't lose. They're 2-0. Is that right? I could have sworn the Raptors lost the game. Their only 2 games were against Lakers and Heat so far. Interesting. All right, that puts a little bit of better perspective on this game now. Their first game was against the Lakers. They win. Their next game was against the Heat, and they win. Now they've got the Magic. Magic coming off a loss against the Pacers. All right, interesting. I thought they played 3 games. They did not. All right, so Raptors -7. That's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. Magic, they've been struggling, though. 7 points you think would be enough for the cover. They're fighting for that 7th seed. I really want to take... once again, they lose to a Pacers team that Warren shot the lights out of the building, and they lose by 11. That's not too bad. I think we may take Orlando +7 here. I think we're going to give Orlando another chance. We bet them yesterday, and they bit us in the ass, but they were -1. But getting 7 points here, don't get me wrong, this Raptors team's good, but Magic coming off a back-to-back. Back-to-backs have seemed to be helpful of the teams, I believe. Let's take a quick look at that. Is that true? So from Monday to Tuesday, who played back-to-backs? Pacers played back-to-back, and they won both games. Who else played back-to-back? Was that it? That may have been it. Yeah, I believe that is it. All right, yeah. So I do think that Magic +7.5. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the Magic with the points. Magic coming off a decent loss. It's the Pacers. It's T.J. Warren, y'all. It's T.J. Warren. He's just having an incredible stretch. So losing to the Pacers is kind of respectable, and they also only lost by 11. It was kind of close. So we'll take them +7 here. All right, last game, Nets and Celtics. Nets +8.5. This could be a trap bet just because of the Nets beating the Bucks yesterday. Celtics coming off a loss. They're going to be coming out firing. Now, the over 226 may be interesting here. Nets were able to put up 119. Celtics only put up 106. A little low for them. Tad low. They put up 128 in their game against Portland. And what else we got? And they put up 112 in their loss against Milwaukee. The Nets have put up 118. Their first game. What did they do in their second game? 118 again. And then, obviously, last night's game, 119. So 118, 119. Kind of consistent. They were able to put up those numbers against the Bucks team. That's pretty respectable. Obviously, yes, Giannis and Chris Middleton only played 15 minutes apiece. Over 226. Boston's going to come out a little bit stronger because the Heat did cut that lead down back down to 1. Is that better than the other options that we've got? Let's take a look. We need one more. Let's do at least one more, right? Right. Or should we just get back on track? Try to hit this 2-teamer. Well, let's go for it, right? Why not? It's just money. It's just winning and losing. Right? Alrighty, let's do what else is looking good. Over 226 may be a play. I think the over is a decent bet. I don't know if I want to put it in our moneymaker. Wizards +10. Do we just start taking points, y'all? It seems to be working. I would not take Nuts +8.5. I think that is very much of a trap. Just because, yes, we know that they beat the Bucks yesterday. Chris Middleton and Giannis only played 15 minutes. Yes, they also didn't have Chris LeVert or Joe Harris. I get it. If I would take anything on this game, I think 226 is the safest option of everything offered. Grizzlies +5. Jaren Jackson Jr., man, if he was still in, I would say take it, but he's not. Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. They've kind of been struggling early, kind of getting it done in the fourth quarter. 5 points. Grizzlies are sorry. I mean, they're 0-5. Jazz, what do they got to play for? Possible 4 seed. They obviously don't want to drop down to 6. Grizzlies, I mean, yeah, they have a lot to play for, but they just can't get it done. So we're going to go Jazz -5. I think we're going to take that. I think I like that more than the Brooklyn Nets over 226. Let's see. Here we go. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything close. Jaren Jackson Jr. is their leading scorer. He's out, y'all. He's out. Want to make sure I'm not missing any big names not being in. This was updated yesterday at 1:56 p.m. So, not totally current. Let's take a look at if the Jazz posted anything on Twitter that we can that'll help us decide. Is their starting lineup just going to be the same? 16 hours ago, 18 hours ago, nothing. Injury report: Nigel Williams-Goss is out. What has he been doing? Has he been putting up the big points for the squad? Let's take a look. All right, 3 games so far in the bubble. Take a little look. Goss, what did he do? It's taking forever to get it. I don't think I like this. So let's just do it the old-fashioned way, shall we? Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Unfortunate. Got to go back a little bit. Stay with me, folks. Stay with me. Alrighty. These were all scrimmages. Went back too far. Here we go. Alrighty, let's see. What did Goss do? Goss, where are you? Where are you? Alright, didn't play the first game. Second game. They lose against the Thunder. Bad performance all around. Donovan Mitchell only 13 points. Goss didn't play again. So Goss isn't a really big factor that we have to worry about. That's fine. Memphis, as I said, Jaren Jackson Jr. is out. Where's back here? That's pretty much why I like the Jazz plus or -5. Just because Jaren Jackson Jr. is out, y'all. John Morant can't get it done all by himself, and he's all pretty much what they've got. Yeah, all right. Nothing alarming for the Jazz that we have to be concerned about. I think that is a good bet. Memphis, no Jaren Jackson Jr. John Morant, I mean, they can't even get a win. Winless here in the bubble. OKC +6. I do not think LeBron and Anthony Davis are going to be playing big minutes, so take the points there. And then Magic, we're gonna bet on them that they get it done. They lost just because it was T.J. Warren yesterday. Kind of close, 11 points. Here we go. They face the Raptors, but I'm gonna just take the points in this game. So your takes by fans moneymaker for today is Thunder +6, Magic +7, and Jazz -5. I would bet this mediocrely. I would not bet it big. I would not bet it big just quite yet. We've been humbled the past 2 days. I'm feeling confident about this, bet it decently. Only put maybe 500 on it. It's plus 593, so that's about $2,500. Not bad. Go make $2,500. Put 500 on it. All right, that's all we've got for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any nominations for a cash or trash list, tweet me at Takes by Fans. Let me know what you think. Give me your argument. Yeah. Other than that, come watch live Monday through Friday, twitch.tv/takesbyfans, noon Eastern, y'all know. And come follow me on Twitter at takesbyfans. Be a part of the conversation, y'all. Come on. Be a part of the conversation. You know you want to. Alrighty, that's it for today, and we will see you tomorrow.